Okay guys, welcome to Friday Waffle time again. Right, just give me a second. I'm going to set this phone so I know how long I've got. Oops, 1, 2, 3, Just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Right, timer, where are we? Where's the timer in this thing? There it's here, clock. Right, stopwatch, no, timer, go for 40 minutes. And then that'll be our whack. Go! Right, anyway guys, yeah, welcome to Friday. I'm delighted it's Friday. Been another busy week at work. Always look forward to the weekend. Weather wise, you know what, you can really tell that that winter is on its way. I know we've still got autumn to come, but yeah, you know, the nice days up here are few and far between, and I noticed, I mean, by 9 o'clock last night it was almost pitch black. So yeah, and I believe I've seen a few people posting pictures from supermarkets with their Christmas stuff getting in, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you've had an alright week. What have I been doing? I've got one shameful admission to make, and I'm really annoyed with myself. My guitar class started back on Wednesday, sorry, and I didn't go, and the reason I didn't go is because I've not been playing the guitar at all. The class finished up about 2.5 months ago, and I've literally not picked the guitar up at all. In fact, I mean, it's behind me there, which is terrible because I was enjoying going to the classes or the club. It's not so much a class, it's more a club. You just go along and can you play along. I was enjoying it, but after it finished, it broke up for the summer. After it finished, I just never picked the guitar up again. I do fully intend to go back because I didn't spend all that money on getting 2 guitars to just give up. But I'm annoyed with myself because I'm not one of these people who kind of give up easily with things. You know, but I have in this instance. But to be honest, I was too embarrassed to go back to the class this week. Then for the guy to say to me, wait a minute, you're playing it all wrong. I need to actually relearn chords and that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's got nothing at all to do with this channel. But yeah, I was meant to be there on Wednesday and I didn't go, so that's pretty shameful. Gaming wise, what have I been playing? I was playing my Neo Geo MVS console. There's a really good game, I can't remember what the hell it's called. It's kind of like a cross between Bubble Bobble and is it Snow Brothers? But with this one, you play the part of a cemetery attendant. He looks kind of like a skeleton, and you got all these kind of zombie guys, and you can basically turn them into a big rock, and you can kind of throw the rock at the other ones. But really good, playing that for a wee bit a couple of nights ago. I haven't done very much else gaming related. No, I've been messing about with my PSP, but I have put together a video. Excuse me, not my PSP, my PS Vita. I've put a video together with some emulators, so I'll probably stick that out over the weekend. But I just listened before I kind of crack on with this. I just want to. It's hard to you know, ignore the news, especially what's been going on with all the hurricanes and the earthquakes that's been going on at the moment in other parts of the world. Just awful. I mean, you know, here in Scotland we complain about the weather, we complain about the rain or the cold, but you know, we've never ever been subject to things like that. So if, you know, anybody that's maybe watching this that's been affected, then, you know, I'm thinking about you all. I mean, it's terrible, but it's Mother Nature. It's very, I was going to say base, that's probably the wrong phrase to use, but it just goes to show Mother Nature when it wants to, you know, show its force. There's nothing at all that we can do to stop it, but it's just absolutely awful. But So yeah, like I said, my thoughts are with everybody that's affected. So, but yeah, more cheery things. What have I been doing? I put out a video. It was just a video I randomly thought about. I called it Computer and Video Game Magazines, and I basically recorded myself reading a PDF magazine. I thought, I'll give it a go, see how well it goes down, and I've got to say, it's went down surprisingly well. People seem to enjoy it. So, as I mentioned in the video, I've got, I don't know how many thousands of PDF magazines. So I've got stacks and stacks of different magazines from covering all different systems, right across the board. So I'll probably try and put out one of these a week. It's just something a wee bit different. I've never seen anyone else do something like that, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, commented, there's a couple of other YouTubers that do the same thing. I don't watch the two YouTubers in question, but at the end of the day, nobody owns the right to do any particular video, but it seems to have gone down quite well, so I'll try and get another one done probably next week. Yeah, I was going to do a pickup, something I bought off eBay thanks to Steve Benway. Ordered it last Sunday, paid for it on Sunday, and it was supposed to have been delivered by Wednesday, and well, we're now on Friday, and it's not turned up, so I had to take that off my list. So I've pinged the seller a little message just saying what's happened to my thing. So hopefully I'll get that for next week, and I shall show you what it is. Anything else? Anything else? No, that's it. So anyway, I'm just going to batter. I don't have any one particular thing to talk about, guys. So I'm just going to batter straight into the questions. Kicking things off, I've got Retrohawk. Scott, looks like your 1000th video is upon you. Congratulations, by the way. Thanks, Scott. I think I've made more than 1000 videos, possibly. Well, it certainly shows more than 1000 on, if I look at my channel, but then maybe because I'm logged in, I don't know. I mean, I do have some videos that I've obviously made, and I do have some which are kind of hidden, because it's not something that I really, for anyone to look at. But thanks, Scott. 1000 videos. That's just mental. When I think of how many hours of me talking shite there is, that is quite a scary prospect. Anyway, Scott's asking, have you any special plans for number 1000? Also wondering, sorry, right, I'm jumping on to the second part. I don't think, did I not make a video? I'm getting muddled up between 1000 subscribers and 1000 videos. I don't know. I didn't really think about it, to be honest with you, Scott. I probably should have done something a bit special. I think because it's been shown over 1000 for a while, I've not really paid much attention. But I'll need to have a think about it. I mean, if you look at my subscribers, I have at long last broken 1500. It was sitting just below 1500 all this week, and then for a couple of hours it did go up to 1500, and then it went down to, is it 1498? So I thought I'm not going to mention it until it's up. So I think it's just over the 1500. But how did that happen? 1500 subscribers. I mean, it was literally just about a year ago, maybe slightly more. I was at 500. So it just goes to show, the more people that watch your channel, it seems to grow quicker. I suppose because at the end of the day, the more people are watching it, people are more likely to see your channel. I always do wonder how new subscribers find your channel. That's always an interesting one. I dare say they're just doing a search. They're doing a search for a particular video. But yeah, 1500 subscribers. That's how did that happen? Pretty mental stuff. So anyway, yeah, I probably will try and do something, Scott. I mean, I'll need to do some kind of 1500 special. I didn't do any special until I got to 1000, but I think 1500 is quite a nice round number, so you never know. Also wondering, who are your favourite YouTubers, gaming or otherwise? I've got to say, I don't really watch that many videos. I don't, it's like a lot of things, guys. It's a lack of time. I mean, the people that I do watch regularly, I watch Down the Rabbit Hole, Kev. Though there's sometimes he puts out videos that I'm not interested in. I mean, I won't watch videos for the sake of it, you know, because it's a mate or whatever. I'll watch videos that I want to watch, and I don't expect anybody to watch my stuff unless they're interested. So I do watch Down the Rabbit Hole. I do watch Lactobacillus Prime, Marco. I do watch Lawn Boys Post 1975. I do watch Steve Benway. Steve's not been putting out quite so many videos recently. He has been doing quite a few kind of pickups. He's been given some bits and pieces from a Chinese company, and I've watched a few of them. But like I said, if I don't like what the content is, I'll not watch it. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'll sometimes just look at random stuff. I'm trying to think other ones. One channel which I've not watched for a while, and he was one of my favourite channels, was Vectrex Rolly. I don't seem to see, I don't get any kind of, what do you call it? You know, it doesn't pop up on my channel to see that he's put out a new video. I mean, Vectrex Rolly's videos that I used to love were when him and his wife, he got his wife involved when he was trying to get a parcel delivered. And his wife would always find out. I mean, the quality and the comedy in it were just second to none. So I've not watched any for a while. Paul Jenkinson is another favourite of mine's. He does the Spectrum show. The thing about his videos, I mean, I think he only puts out one a month, maybe not even as much as that. They're so high quality, but they do last quite a while. So it's finding the time to watch it. I probably, if I was to say what channel do I watch the most, it would probably have to be Ashens. His videos generally don't last very long, and he's a, you know, they're hugely entertaining to watch. You know, so I'd probably say Ashens is the one I watch most. I don't watch that many. I used to watch my own videos as well, not because I'm some kind of egomaniac. It's just I used to like to see how bad they are or how good they are. But I must admit, I don't have time to watch other people's videos. So I'm certainly not going to have time to watch my own ones. But probably Stuart Ashens and other channels that I mentioned. But you know, I do dip in. I've got maybe, I don't know, 50 subscribed channels. Nova Bug. I'll watch Chris's stuff as well. It just depends. It depends what pops up on the radar, basically. So anyway, Scott, I think you've got one more, have you? And finally, if you have something in your collection that you don't really like or enjoy, but is worth a bit of money, would you sell it? I probably would actually, Scott. I mean, I would. If I've got something, I mean, I don't think I've got anything of any real particular value. Nah, I don't think so. No, if I've got something, I mean, the one thing that I did sell, which kind of surprised me, but I don't regret it, was my Nintendo 64. I had that plus an EverDrive, and I sold it because I didn't play it. I wasn't interested in playing it. So it wasn't worth a lot of money, I have to say. But yeah, I don't have an issue. I won't hang on. I'm not a collector as such, so I won't hang on to something because it's worth a lot of money. I don't have anything that's worth any real chunky money. I mean, I've got a few bits and pieces, my Atari 800, my Vectrexes, but they're not going anywhere because I like them. But I've got to say, I have been considering big style about not downgrading, getting rid of stuff, especially stuff that I never ever use. I mean, I've got so much stuff up in my loft. I really need to make a point of going up there one day, seeing what I've got. In fact, you know, I keep meaning to make a video. I might do that one night actually. I'll get a head torch and go up to the loft and let you see the amount of stuff I've got up there. But nah, to answer your question, I don't have anything at the moment that's worth a lot of money. But if I've got something I don't use and I don't want, I wouldn't think twice of selling it. So anyway, Scott, thanks for the questions, mate. Right, next one is Bop MC. What are your favourite movie tie-ins? I know it's a much maligned genre of gaming, but I feel there are some pretty decent movie tie-ins out there if you search hard enough. From the obvious GoldenEye on the N64 to the Great Escape on the 8-bits, what movie tie-ins float the main Meister's boat? The N64 GoldenEye, that's a game I hated. I've just mentioned about the N64. I could not get into it. I always thought, even when it came out, that it looked shit. Now I know it's hugely praised, that game, you know, as a multiplayer game. But I found the controls just simply too complicated, so I wasn't a fan of it. I can't say I'm a big fan of many movie tie-ins when it comes to video games. I mean, I'm trying to think of any that I played. One I did like, though again it was pretty difficult, was the Batman by Ocean. It started off. You're in some kind of factory, and then there was a driving level which was incredible. It looked incredible. I'm talking about the Amiga version, by the way. That was good. RoboCop. RoboCop I think is one of the best-selling video games of all time. You know, for the home computer. I believe RoboCop was in the charts for like years and years and years. It was a massive hit for Ocean. Again, nice game, but just too darn difficult. I'm just trying to think of any other movie tie-ins that I liked. Try to think. Nah, I mean, you could say Bruce Lee. You could say Bruce Lee because technically he's a movie tie-in, but it's not based on a film as such. Nah, I mean, there was a platform game called the Blues Brothers, which was pretty good, but it wasn't really based on the game as such. It had the two main characters, and you know, it was a platform game, but quite good fun. But I can't think of any movie tie-in. I'm actually staring at a postcard on my wall. Star Wars. Got to say Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is an epic game. Probably the best movie tie-in game ever. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I can't think of anything else offhand. I mean, most of the movie tie-ins that I can remember were Ocean, and I was never a fan of them. I mean, they had stuff like the Untouchables, and there was loads and loads and loads, but I was never a big fan of movie tie-ins, to be honest with you. So anyway, yeah. Let's see. Yep. Anyway, thanks for the question, Bob MC. Appreciate it. Batman. Now I do apologise, Bat. In fact, it's your fault actually. You did give me a question for last week, but I think I recorded it slightly early and I missed out. So anyway, I've got your question for this week as well. So I've got a double barrel from Mr. Batman. What is your favourite current gen machine out of the Switch, PS4, Xbox One? Mine is the Xbox One for some reason that I can't quite put my finger on, despite also owning a PS4, other than my soft spot for the Underdog. Well, I've got all three. The one that's my least favourite is the Xbox One. Not because it's a bad machine. The thing that I don't like about it is I cannot, for the life of me, get to grips with the front end. I think it's a terrible front end. I mean, the Xbox 360 one was fine, but they've just made a complete hash of it, in my opinion. Maybe if I used it regular, I would know where I'm going, but I've actually seen me struggle to find out how I can find a game that I've got in it. How do I start a game? In fact, I like it so much, I've actually stuck it in my daughter's room because she's got a game called Overwatch which she's been playing. So the Xbox One is the one I've used the least, and when I have used it, I just can't get on with the front end. Now, I know I'm not alone. A few of my mates have said the same thing. Switch, I've got to say, it's a lovely bit of hardware. Looking forward to is Mario Odyssey, which comes out, I was going to say this month, it's not this month. It's in mini SNES, it comes out this month. No, I think, is it October? It might be coming out. So I'm looking forward to that, but I do like the Switch. But I've got to say the PS4 all the way for me. I don't play it that often, but I probably play it at least once a week. But it is my go-to console this current generation console. I play the games in that more. It's probably my most used machine out of anything I own, and I'm talking about all the kind of classic hardware as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't see any difference power wise between that and the Xbox One, but I've got it underneath that big TV there. I do play it a fair bit. So yeah, it's nice and simple. It's easy to navigate. So that's the one I use. So anyway, thanks for that first question. And the one you asked me last week, what are your top 5 games on the sometimes overlooked Amstrad CPC? I picked one up a while back and I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding it great to compare versions of games across the 80s big three. What say you, sir? I'm not I wouldn't claim to know many games on the Amstrad. I did own one with the, what do you call it, the coloured screen, but the problem was I didn't have anywhere to put it. I don't have the space. I don't have the space to for like one screen for one system. So sadly, I sold it on, and then I regretted selling it, although I didn't have any place to put it. But what I do have is a GX 4000, which if you don't know what it is, go to Novabug's channel. He's a massive Amstrad fan. The GX 4000 was a huge failure, I believe. It was basically a cartridge based Amstrad, or an Amstrad based cartridge system. It didn't get many games and it flopped terribly. I mean, you could pick it up brand new for like 50 pence, you know, after it came out. But I bought one. I got it, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I've got a little cartridge thing for it, kind of like an EverDrive cartridge. Excuse me. Now there's only maybe 20 odd. I don't know. I'm maybe getting muddled up with the Vectrex. There's not many games came out for it. It was more powerful. It had more colours. I think it had a bit more oomph as well than the Amstrad CPC 464 computer. Pardon me. But some clever guys have been converting Amstrad CPC games to run in this console. So I think I've got something like 700 games in it. I can't claim to have I couldn't even name 5 games that I really like. The ones that spring to mind that I have played, I know Renegade is a fantastic conversion. Is it Sorcery? Was always quite a good game on it. Chase HQ is another excellent version. You know what? It's not a system I've played that much back, so I can't think of any game apart from the ones I mentioned that I would say over and above it's the best one. I mean, you probably know I've got an 8-bit face-off kerfuffle where I do compare 8-bit versions, and there's been a few games recently that the Amstrad has actually taken the #1 spot. I was almost conscious that I seemed to pan it all the time, but unfortunately for Amstrad owners, a lot of the games that came out in Amstrad were straightforward ports. I think they both have the same Z80 chip, so a lot of the time the Amstrad owners basically got a Spectrum port, whereas when in the right hands the Amstrad is a really, really good machine. But I love having the BGX 4000. I like the fact I can load up Amstrad games, but I can't name 5 distinct games. Like I said, I know Sorcery, Renegade, a few others as well. Some cracking games in it as well. But yeah, anyway, thanks, Bat. Appreciate. Oh, there's one more from you. Also, with the recent closure of RGB in Streatham, South London, another fine retro store was lost. Do you think retro gaming has a place in the high street, or is online the only way to go? What are your thoughts? It's a difficult question. I mean, this hobby of ours, it is popular, you know, there's no getting away from it, but it's not mass market popular. I think, I think for people that are new to this hobby, that want to get into collecting, it's probably not the best time, because prices, it's getting harder and harder to get a hold of classic systems, Spectrum, Commodore 64s, whatever games. And the problem you've got is you've got to go to eBay generally. I mean, going to a car boot sale and picking up a piece of hardware for 50 pence is almost non-existent. People now think that anything old is worth a fortune. I mean, I was looking online last night. There's an Xbox, the original Xbox controller. It's an arcade stick, and I was having a look for one on eBay, and somebody was wanting £109 for it. And it's like, you're having a laugh, And so things now are getting more and more pricey. So it's not a good time to be collecting, to try and build up anything. And as far as selling stuff in the high street, I'm not sure there's a market for it. I mean, saying that, you go to these play events and there's all these stalls selling everything. I think online seems to be the way forwards. I don't think there's enough money in it for a shop to exist in the high street, which is a shame, because there's nothing beats walking into a little shop that sells classic stuff, but there's not been anything like that for a long time, certainly not where I live. About the best you're going to get now is CEX, but then their old stuff is like the PS3, Xbox 360, So yeah, I think unfortunately, but it's the way the market is going. I think you're never going to be able to compete with online, and it's the same with buying anything nowadays. I've seen me going to buy something in a shop, and I'll stand back and I'll go and I'll bring up Amazon or eBay, whatever it is, and I'll think, I can get this 20 quid cheaper, so I don't buy it. And it's just the way of the world. It's maybe not a good thing, but for the consumer who wants to get the best price, it's going to be online all the way, I'm afraid. So yeah. Anyway, Bat, listen, thanks for your questions, mate. Always great you taking time to give me some. Ian Hunter, I've just watched Kev's Down the Rabbit Hole video of his trip to an event using a VR Google Earth app on his PC phone. Now, is this magic, or am I too damned old for this shite? To VR a holiday resort or a business conference is awesome, and that has never occurred to me. Your thoughts, please. I've not watched that video, Ian. I'll need to have a look at it. So Kev was, let me get this right, Kev was at an event and he actually recorded it in VR. I'll need to have a look at that. As far as being too old for this shite, absolutely not. I know you're an old bugger, slightly older than me. You're never too old. As long as you can see and you can hold a joypad, then you're not too old, Ian. I mean, I've heard now that there's a trend now for people selling houses, like estate agents. Instead of going to the house, you can go online and you can do a VR tour using the VR headset. I mean, VR it's an amazing thing. There's no question of it. I mean, I'm actively looking to buy a PlayStation VR, though I have heard through the grapevine, I've not got any concrete evidence, that there will probably be a price cut in the run up to Christmas. So I'll probably wait till then. I could probably buy one second hand for probably what I'll get a brand new one for if I just wait a wee while. But yeah, no, VR is excellent. It's not something that I would say could ever overtake sitting in a nice comfy chair with a joypad in your hand or a joystick, whatever. But to give you an experience of something, it is pretty damn good. I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this before. There's an app for the Samsung VR called Face Your Fears, and it's basically, you don't interact as such. You just basically, you can't. I mean, it's the VR for my phone. It's not like the Oculus Rift or the Vive or the PlayStation 1. You can't move about. You can only turn your head. But no, that's not entirely true. If you've got a game, you can use a sort of gamepad. But this Face Your Fears, you're basically static, but you can look round. Obviously, you can look up, down, left, and right, and you're placed into a series of kind of scary scenarios. I mean, there's one you're in a kind of a kid's bedroom, and this devil doll thing appears. There's one where you get bricked into a wall, which is quite good. There's one where you're basically suspended outside a multi-story skyscraper, and the sort of the sense of being up high is pretty good. But the one for me that I found the scariest I should say, is a spider one. You're basically in a basement, and there's all these spiders running about, and there's a couple of moments where this thing, spiders jumping you, and it's just so realistic, you know. You've got to constantly remind yourself it's only a game. You're just looking at a phone, you know, it's not real. But as far as being too old, Ian, absolutely not. But thanks for the heads up. I will go and check out Kev's video and see what I think. So thanks for your question, Ian. And talking of the man, Mr. Down the Rabbit Hole. Let's just see how long I've got. Don't want to run over 40 minutes. Oh, I've got 9 minutes. I'm going to have to hurry up. Down the Rabbit Hole. There was a story recently about a video game reviewer trying out the demo of a new Xbox One game called Cuphead, and he was terrible at the platforming. He even admitted he's rotten at the games. Now people are arguing that you need to be a good gamer, a good games player, if you're going to review games. Do you agree? Complete utter wank, utter bollocks. Well, if you're going to review a game, you need to, I suppose technically, you need to be able to get a fair bit into the game, because you can't, how can you comment on a game if you keep getting killed after a couple of seconds? So yeah, if you're going to do a review to say to somebody, you know, this game's good or bad, then I suppose you need to be semi-proficient. But if it's, do you need to be good at games to be able to play them on YouTube? Not at all. I mean, doesn't stop Steve Benware or myself doing it. And we're probably two of the worst gamers you could possibly get. But I suppose, you know, to contradict what I've just said, if you're trying to put out a review to encourage people whether to buy a game or not to buy a game, then you need to be able to give a fair assessment of the game. So to only get, if you're playing a game that's maybe got 10 levels and you keep dying after 5 seconds into level 1, you can't possibly class that as a fair review, because you've not looked at the game, you're only looking at one little bit. So from that perspective, Kev, I suppose, yeah, if you're doing it for money or you're doing it to try and be able to show people the game, you know, but if you're doing it like me, just for fun, then absolutely not. It doesn't matter how pish you are at a game, you can still have fun. Secondly, a young lady YouTuber was saying she gets older gamers giving her flack because she wasn't around in the golden era of video games, so she doesn't know what she's talking about. And her reply was, do you need to serve in World War II to be a historian? I thought it was a good reply. What do you think when a young YouTuber discusses things like the NES as if it was the beginning of gaming? You know what, that kind of thing annoys me. And it doesn't matter whether it's gaming, whether it's anything, football, anything at all, there's always a certain snobbery attached to the hobby, and video games is no different. You know, I constantly get pulled up with people for coming out with wrong facts, and I don't claim to be accurate when it comes to facts. I'll say, you know, it came out in such and such a time where I'm probably well off. But one thing I will categorically say is I have been around this industry since the year dot, and I am more than better placed to comment. At the end of the day, it's just my comments, it's my personal opinion, and for somebody to say you're too young to talk about something is absolute bollocks. It depends what you're saying, you know, at the end of the day. So nah, you'll always get snobs in any hobby, doesn't matter what it is, and they try and tell people off because they don't know what they're talking about. So yeah, I think that girl was quite right. You don't have to have been there to have an assessment about something, you know what I mean? So yep, good one. Next one, sorry for rushing, Kev. I've got one more question after this one as well. Oh, I've got 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Finally, Tony over at Electric Adventures posted a question recently which I can't answer. What is your favourite item in your collection? I'm curious to hear what yours is. I think I've mentioned that quite a few times. My favourite item, you know what, I've always said the Vectrex, and it probably will be the Vectrex. But there's a few things, there's probably 3 things that I've got that I really cherish, and I've thought about selling them because I don't use them, but they're quite hard to get a hold of, and I love them to bits. And the first one is my Nintendo, not Game Boy, what's it called? Virtual Boy. I'm not going to bother bringing it down. You see it at the start of every video, every Friday Waffle. You see me showing it in a little intro thing. The Virtual Boy is a lovely bit of hardware. It's very collectible. I don't keep it because it's collectible. I love it because it's such a unique bit of hardware. That my Atari 800, for reasons which I've mentioned on multiple occasions, it was probably the first computer I really got to see playing games. Even when I look at it, there it's there, when I look at it right now, it conjures up so many happy memories. And then the last one is the Vectrex. 3 awesome bits of hardware. What was the question? Would I get rid of them, or would I never get rid of them? Oh, sorry, what's your favourite bit? I would probably have to go for the Vectrex, I think. I've got lots of really nice bits of nice things that I own, but I think it would have to be the Vectrex. Yeah, definitely. So anyway, Kev, thanks for your questions, mate. And how are we doing? I've got one last question to answer. Oh, my phone's going to sleep. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Last one is from GTB Films. Alan's one of my mates who goes to the computer club, so I know Alan in real life. Thanks, Alan. I was trying out Facebook live streaming the other day, and people started asking questions almost straight away. I was wondering if you might consider a special one-off MainMeister live on YouTube. Obviously, you need to let people know in advance, but it might be an interesting experiment fending off questions in real time. You know what, I've mentioned this before, and I would absolutely be up for doing this. I'd probably, rather than having the camera facing me, because I think that could be quite awkward, because if I'm just talking and there's no questions, then I'm going to dry up. So what I think I'd probably do, I'll need to speak to a few people that have done it. I think what I would maybe do is a live stream of playing games. But then that way people can be watching. So I can be playing the game and talking while I'm playing it. So basically you're getting a MainMeister 10-minute mashup, but it'll be live. People can ask questions and obviously I can reply to them as well. But if nobody's asking questions, then I can still be talking. I've always been slightly nervous about doing it. Not nervous as in I'm worried about being in camera. It's more from the point of view I'd be worried that I would start it and nobody would tune in. You know, I would just make an utter twat of myself if nobody actually tuned in to watch the damn thing. I know a few people, I did ask a question recently, and a few people says, you know, well, I live in Florida, so it's going to have to be at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. So unfortunately for some people who don't live in the UK, it would have to be at a time that would suit me. And I think the majority of my people who watch the channel are from the UK. Yeah, I do have a few people probably not from the UK, and it's fantastic having you over here. But it would have to be at a time where the majority of people that watch the channel would be able to see it. So it's going to have to be a time that suits the UK. I'd probably go for like maybe the evening or maybe late afternoon. So hopefully, you know, people could, in the States, could, it might be early morning for them sort of thing. But again, please put in the comments section below, guys, if you'd be interested in seeing a MainMeister 10-minute mashup live. So that way I can be playing games, you can be talking to me, I can be answering questions as well. Like I said, I've fancied doing it for quite a long time, but I've always just been a wee bit worried that that nobody tunes in and actually watches the thing. So yeah, anyway, listen, that is it, guys. That is it for another Friday Waffle. Sorry for kind of rushing through, but I don't want the camera to stop recording. as usual, guys, thank you very, very much for you know, thanks very much for the constant support. You know, I've now reached the dizzy heights of 1,500 subscribers. I mean, it's a long way to the top, but I've got there. So thanks to all your continued support, guys, and as usual, thank you very, very much for watching.